Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to Top Productions. In this week's video I'm going to be working on the Stagea, trying to bring that black trim back to life a little bit. Because let's be honest, it's looking a little bit sad at the moment. So we've got some products that we picked up last week that we're going to be putting to the test today, and yeah, see how she comes out. Let's jump right into it. So as you can see, blacks are pretty sad looking on it. If you watched our previous video, or my previous video, when we cleaned the stag after it not being cleaned for over 4 years, you would have noticed that the only thing letting the stag down when it was done after we washed it was the fact that the blacks were not black. They were in fact grey, which sucks a bit, but that's what we're going to be fixing today. As you would have just seen, the blacks aren't the tightest on the car, and unfortunately as a whole it does sort of bring the appearance down, which is unfortunate because it's a pretty beautiful car other than a couple of dings here and there, which we'll be getting to in a later video. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be trying to tackle today, bringing the blacks back to life a little bit. We've got a few things here that we're going to be using. I've never done this before, so I had to research it myself before doing it, and I went to the god himself of automotive how-tos, Chris Fix. Because where the fuck else are you going to go? In that video, what he ended up using to restore the blacks to black, or the trims to black, was a heat gun. So that's one of the methods we're going to be trying today, and we're going to be using this. Now, after buying it and then looking it up, I'm not too happy with the reviews or anything like that, but you know, you can't expect too much from it, considering how much it was. But regardless, I've got it, so I'm going to use it. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be using a heat gun to bring them back to life at first. It goes over the frost on it and heats that up, which would restore a bit of the colour. And then this is a protective coat to go over it, which also acts as a polisher. So supposedly this should be enough by itself, but I'm going to do both. So, yeah. Before I actually go over it and hit it with that, I'm going to go over and give it a clean. So I wiped it down with a wet cloth, just get the dirt and oil contaminants kind of crap off it. I'm not too fussed, so I use water and not like isopropyl alcohol or something like that. Nevertheless, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I've just got it on half heat now. It's pretty bearable for skin, so not too worried about doing anything for plastic, but I'd rather start low and work my way up than start my way too high and not be able to go back. Just gonna see if it has any kind of effect. So, I went at it for about another 3 minutes, just working my way back and forth along consistently. You can see, if you can see, just there, the nice part was super nice and black. That's actually because I got a little too close to the heat gun and the tip of the metal spout sort of tapped on it there, which is okay, it's not a major issue. And all in all, I reckon that is a major improvement over that. It's not perfect, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was. So I'm going to clean the next one, work my way down. Let's go. comparison to that. A lot better, I reckon. The only suggestions I really can make if you guys intend to do this on your own project cars, is to not hit this area up here, if your car has that sort of trim area. So there's, on a Stagea, it's sort of single trim piece, broke it up into different colours, black and what was chrome, and the clear coat stuff that was on the chrome does not respond well to the heat gun. It looks like it does at first, but then once you actually start getting into it, it sort of dries up and cracks. So that's a lesson well learnt. So I think what we'll do, we'll work all the way up, finish this section here, and start working on the bumper on the rear, and then that's going to be the panel that we recognise the most difference. That's going to be the part that we recognise the most difference on, or notice the most difference on, because that's the panel that's by far the worst. So that will be. Yep. As soon as I put the tape on there and put the heat gun on it, it started to melt it. But I put the wet cloth over it, and hopefully that helped it a little bit. See what it looks like. Oh, it's not good. Well, it could be worse. It didn't really do what I wanted it to. I wanted it to be like a clean line, but because, I guess because the heat gun was still there, it still heated up this part and still did the stuff. But that's pretty damn clear. Pretty damn clear comparison. So now I'm going to do some more. Rightio, so I've hit it again. I went over our initial line there, which you can still sort of see, which I'll have to work out, but like work it out with the heat gun, which is fine. And after that issue, I decided to make myself another issue and do it again. But this time I used another plate to cover the tape, so hopefully we've got a lot clearer line and we'll be able to see a line by line comparison, those two straight down the center, so it looks a little bit better for the camera. So we did. It looks like the tape survived a lot better, and it's not really hot under there, which is good. Wow. There you go. That's just with the heat gun. That looks heaps better. Heaps better. And there you go. Probably the most inexpensive way to completely transform the look of your old JDM shitbox, bring the blacks back to life. I didn't even do all the blacks in the car, I only did the ones around the sort of center line of the car, mainly because I'm running short on time today, so I'm going to have to cut it short. I do intend to go back and do all the rest. Probably won't do it on camera because it'll be the same as what you've just seen, and I don't really need to walk anyone through the process a second time. But yeah, if ever you needed a hint to go and buy a heat gun for 40 bucks from Super Cheap or Bunnings or wherever, spend 20 minutes going around the car heating it up. I'll only take 20 minutes for you because chances are you won't have to film it like I do. Completely transforms the look of the car, looks incredible, does work better on some panels than others. The ones in the three in the center didn't work quite as well as the rear and the fronts, but they were the ones that were the worst. So it seems to be that the panels that are the worst are the ones that come out the best with the heat gun technique. So that's cool. And yeah, that's how you bring the blacks back to life on your 90s shitbox JDM car. Anyway guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, tell me what you think. Tell me if you think there's a better technique or anything else. Tell me if you think there's any way I can fix those chromes because they're kind of fucked. Not that I'm too concerned about it, but you know, it'd be cool to bring them back to life as well. And yeah, if you haven't done already, hit that subscribe button and become a subscriber. Rightio guys, that's it for today's video. I'll catch you in the next one.